What's up, Doc Sports? It's me, Detroit Lenny, here, joined with Robert Faringo and Raphael Sparza on a Friday, May 8th. May the 8th be with you. I don't know. No, that's the 4th. I'm not a Star Wars guy, folks. I don't know what to tell you.
What the hell? I'm calling.
Is that a Star Trek person?
Right? We're 30 seconds in, and this is taking hard right turns.
Sorry. Look, I grew up watching them, sure, but then they got too, I don't know. I grew up.
Stop talking, or I'm logging off.
I grew up. I'm just saying.
Thank you for the auto like over there.
Auto like, yeah.
Hey, you gotta like, hit the like button, and you win your bets today.
Yeah, that's true. It's YouTube's rules, not ours. So
Right.
we're just here. We're just messengers. Don't kill the messenger. Doc's Daily is where we're at. We're gonna talk some NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. We'll talk MLB. We'll talk what do we got going on for the weekend? WNBA starts today. Thoughts on that?
Tempo.
Huh?
New team starts tonight.
Oh yeah,
Toronto Tempo.
We'll talk about this in a second.
You need
do
to
we
put
just
the logo
auto-fade
in.
the expansion?
You need to put the logo in
WNBA?
Canva right now. Put the logo in Canva when we're done with the show.
That's true. I probably should do that. There's two. There's another one too. The Tempo and
The Valkyries were last year.
no, there's two new ones this year. Look, that's how much we're the three of us
Locked in. We're just dialed in.
We're just dialed in on that WNBA stuff.
Coverage.
No, yeah, it's
We got real basketball to deal with. We'll get to that. We'll get to the women.
We'll
They'll
get
have
to
their
it.
moment.
All right, let's talk a
Fire.
little bit of that.
Portland Fire.
Huh?
The Portland Fire.
Portland Fire. See, I told you there was another one. All right, yeah. So either way, whatever. I'm just fade those every day.
Yeah, that's not going to be good. A lot of blood.
Free $60 account. Link is in the description of the video. DocSports.com/free 60. That's where you can get. If you're brand new to Docs, you can use that free 60 on any handicappers premium plays you want over at the site. Week pass, season pass. You Pikachu. Use that $60 towards however you like. Profit guaranteed. Link is in the description. Easy peasy. So, speaking of, let's talk playoffs first. First of all, my Pistons might not lose another game. I'm just they look dominant, obviously, again.
Another double-digit win. Look,
another double-digit win, right?
We talked about it yesterday. Like, people jumped off the bandwagon just because they fell behind 3-1 against Orlando. And I honestly think if Franz Wagner doesn't get hurt, I don't think they win that series. I don't. I think Orlando had them. But they did win that series. And now that's 5 straight. They've covered 4 straight. They are winning by double digits. They're showing why they were the number 1 seed. And if you're watching them play, they look good. And Cleveland, James Harden is just such a mega loser that, like, you can't have him on the court. Like at one point, Cleveland was playing well in the first half. And I think Detroit won at him on the defensive end 5 straight times. They got 4 baskets, 3 baskets, a foul where they made the free throws, and a missed layup. Like, they're just targeting him on defense. It's not even close. Like, anytime he gets ISO'd with Cade Cunningham, they just clear out and let him go one-on-one. He's not even close to stopping him. Like you can't – he is such a liability. He should not be on the court. And it'd be one thing if he was out there spraying 45 points each night, but he's not. He's a dud. Cavaliers aren't going anywhere with that guy.
I said this at the trade deadline. I thought they got worse by adding –
I agree. But the thing was Garland was hurt. Garland had that foot injury that was just kind of lingering. And so when they made that move, that was me being like, okay, they know what we don't. Like, they're looking at the x-rays. They're looking at the prognosis. They know that this is never going to fully heal. So, like, it's either go with nothing, no Garland and nothing, or any port in the storm, just grab Harden. But, yeah, like, if they had Darius Garland right now, they'd be much better off.
Agreed.
We're pinpointing everything on the bearded one, which is true, but the big man, Mobley needs to do something. But I know we're going to continue to talk about Harden's turnovers, which we do, but the late, great Kobe Bryant said it best. ISO ball is never going to win a championship. And all they're doing is the guards are just taking up the ball. Why don't you feed the big man early? Get the tempo going, because when you feed the big man early, you know what they do? They also play defense because you fed them on offense. Mobley's giving them absolutely nothing. And then you count the turnovers. I think that's why Detroit's 2-0. But we go back to Cleveland. Ask me a question: who's going to win the series after Game 3? All Detroit did was they hold home court. Now, can Cleveland hold home court?
I think we could take one. That's all
I
want.
Oh, I agree. But
I think I take one.
They definitely have looked like the better and more complete team in this.
Tobias Harris is playing out like you can't say. JB Bickerstaff was quoted after the Orlando series. He's like, you can't tell me nothing about Tobias Harris and how hard he's working. I love it. I love it. I love it. Duncan Robinson has seemed to have found his little bit of a shot, but it's matchups. Right?
That is exactly it. Like Orlando suffocated Duncan Robinson. Like he's the guy that we talked about a lot as his emergence really helped them vault from Detroit should be a playoff team to them being the number 1 seed. Like they needed a shooter. He's a shooter. He's a big game player, but Orlando smothered him. He did absolutely nothing in that series. Now Cleveland is not accounting for him, and he is making them pay all the time. He's averaged 18 points in the first 2 games. He's hit he's hit like 60% of his 3-pointers in the first 2 games. Like he's an X factor, and Cleveland, same thing, because James Harden can't guard anybody. You can't put him on Cade Cunningham. You can't put him on Duncan Robinson. Like he's just worthless out there.
For Game 3, you gotta jump. If you like the Pistons, you gotta jump on the 4.5 because there's no way 4.5 is going to be there tomorrow. This number is going to come down to probably 3.5. So if you like Detroit, get the 4.5 right now because it's not going to be there tomorrow.
I don't think I like Detroit. I actually think I like Cleveland in Game 3.
I don't worry about.
I know, but it's a big number for.
It is.
I would wait. I would wait.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's how I bet. Like you can tell with to your Duncan Robinson point in the Orlando series, I was betting him over 2.5 3-pointers and getting plus money on it. Like not much, plus 110 to 120. Right now, over 2.5 3-pointers is like minus 140. Minus 130. So that's the matchup, right? That's what we got to look for. And, in the Orlando series, the first 3 games, honestly, he didn't hit it. He didn't hit the 2.5.
Yeah, because they smothered him. They're a much better defensive team than Cleveland is.
And that's crazy. Speaking of tonight's NBA, though,
Sandeep
76ers.
Sorry, Sandeep Singh mentioned in the chat. It's a different NBA. The big men are gone.
I disagree.
I disagree. Yeah, I completely disagree.
Now they're different big man.
And when we get to them, but they're still big, and you still got to rebound. You still have to defend the paint.
Yeah.
It's still about being physical. Like Detroit is knocking around Cleveland because they're more physical. And they don't have a dominant big man. They don't have John Sally. They don't have Bill Laimbeer. They don't have all those guys.
They got a Sir Thompson, and that dude can ball on the defense.
This is what I'm saying. Like their strength on the interior and their physicality is why they're better than Cleveland right now. And when we get to that Minnesota San Antonio game, that game's all about the big men. Wemby and Gobert and Randall and Naz Reid and those guys are dictating how the series is going to play out.
OKC won yesterday because of Hardenstein and Holmgren.
Yep.
I mean, SGA sat out the whole third quarter, but it was Holmgren and Hardenstein who both had 9 rebounds apiece. They dominated the paint and suffocated the Lakers inside.
Once again, the NBA scares the hell out of me laying 15, 16 point, whatever, double-digit teens. And the Thunder just don't give a shit.
Right.
And they, another big win by them. And every time I place that bet, I'm like, the NBA, I don't know, there's a lot.
I didn't look at what the number is in Los Angeles tomorrow, Raphael. It's got to be 10.5.
Nope, 8.5.
Okay, I mean the value is there with the Thunder.
It opened up at 8.5, and I'm shocked that it has not done anything. I thought you're right. I thought for sure we could see a 10 this morning because the Lakers just don't have an edge. If you want to play the Lakers in the first quarter because they play really good in the first quarter, both games, and then they sucked second and third and fourth quarter.
All right, what do you think about Philadelphia tonight, Raphael? Are you surprised that they're favored?
No, because that's just telling you right there that OG's probably not playing. I've talked to 4 books today, and they're all agree with me that he's probably not. Why would you play him? You're up 2-0 already.
You're gonna give him a game off, right?
Yeah, I did a free. I think a couple games off. I did a free play video on this. on this game. And I said I'd be stunned if they played them in either one of these games, because for the Knicks, I think right now they have designs on not just winning the series. I think they know that they're better than Philadelphia and they're going to win this series. They got to be thinking about Eastern Conference Finals. They got to be thinking about the NBA Finals. He's got a hamstring injury. That's not like Embiid, who it's his ankle. It's his ankle. 3 days for an ankle can make a big difference, right? Hamstring's a lot trickier. Like you need time off. I think he needs at least a week, and I think they're going to give it to him. And I got to tell you, I think I'm in the minority on this. I don't think the Knicks need him to beat Philadelphia. Like,
I'm totally opposite with you in that one.
Yeah, I think they still have more than enough firepower to be better than Philadelphia. I like Philadelphia. I love Maxey. I like what Edgecombe's doing. Paul George is turning back the clock a little bit. Like, I like what Philadelphia is doing, but New York's just better than them. They've beaten them 4 straight times. Most of those games were blowouts. You know, very quietly, the Knicks have been great on the road over the last couple of years in the playoffs. These two teams played in the playoffs 2 years ago, and the Knicks won 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia. Last year, the Knicks went 6-3 straight up. They won. You'll remember this, Lenny. They won 3 times in Detroit.
Yeah,
they went 6-3 straight up. They won in Indiana. They took 2 out of 3 on the road in Boston. They took 2 out of 3 against Atlanta. So they're 9-4 straight up on the road in their last 13 road playoff games. So, you know, the idea that just because this is shifting series, this number has moved 9 points. I don't think that that's appropriate.
I worry also too that everybody sees the injury report for the Knicks, and then everybody and their brother runs to Philadelphia.
Oh,
and I'll be honest with you about Philly last night.
When they announce probably in a couple of hours that OG is out, this number goes to 3.
Think so?
Because the bettors, the novice bettors, because they'll move it on ticket count, not move it because of money. I don't think money's really going to come in. I think the bettors are. If you like Philly, you're taking it now, knowing that once they announce it. Yeah, or they take, if you like the Philly, take the -123 on the money line instead of.
I got -119, folks. Shop your lines. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I
think this one moves just because of Joe Public. Like, oh wait, no, OG, Philly's gonna win Game 3, which I have them winning Game 3. I still don't think they win the series. But if you're going to win a game, this is the game you win, and I like the Knicks in Game 4.
I'll say something, and I 100% know I'll regret it. I want the Knicks. I want the Knicks in the next round. I do.
The networks want the Knicks.
I think they do. Yeah, right. You know,
you are.
I am nuts. I am nuts. I want all the pain
over Philadelphia. You'd rather play the Knicks than Philadelphia as Detroit? That's nuts.
It's the Detroit in me. You know, you guys.
Oh, sure. You want to different mentality.
We want all the fight. We want to get our ass beat. We want to go 7 fights. We want to go 7 games. We want to kick the shit out of each other. We want you to hit us. We won't fight until you hit us in the face.
Right.
I'm just saying. It's weird.
Line up for who gets to lose by 1 million to Oklahoma City. All right, I got a free play in that game then.
Yes.
I like Mikal Bridges over 13.5 points. Okay, he was only 11.5 at home with Anunoby. Those points and those shots are gonna go to someone. And Mikal Bridges is a guy that can put points on the board. Like if he blew up for 27 points in one of these 2 games, wouldn't shock me. And the last thing I'm going to say on why I still like the Knicks, and I agree with you, Raphael. If the Knicks lose Game 3, I'm going to go heavy on the Knicks in Game 4.
Yes,
because they're not going to lose both of these. Is that as much as I like Maxey and Edgecombe, like I'm still taking Brunson and Hart. I'm still taking the 2 veterans over the two kids, because Edgecombe and Maxey, they'll get their points, but they're not necessarily going to stop Hart and Brunson from doing Hart and Brunson things. So it's just a matter of experience versus youth, and that is kind of the theme of the Spurs Timberwolves game tonight also.
See, I like your play the Bridges over at 14.5, but I would look at 17.5 points and assists, because I think with no OG out, I think the role players are going to have to probably try to play better. So I can see him dishing the ball as well. So maybe get 5 assists and then still get your points at 14. I think it's projected for like 21.5 for points and assists. And then, lay less juice, I do believe.
I don't hate either of those plays. Good.
I do like the Bridges. I think he has a big game overall.
Yeah, I thought that number should have been like 15.5. I'm looking at a book right now that has that 13.5 minus 120.
Yeah. It's funny. I was just gonna say that there's a 13.5.
Yeah. So I thought that they should have adjusted that more because I think a lot of OG shots are going to fall.
But I think
he's been kind of a forgotten guy. I feel like all the talk about OG, about Brunson, about Karl Anthony Towns, deservedly so. They're all playing great. But Mikal Bridges is another guy that we talk about X factors, right? Like the teams that make runs in the playoffs is because they have these secondary guys step up and play well. You're going to get what you get out of your superstars. Can you get a superstar effort out of a second tier guy? Mikal Bridges is right there. He's right there on the cusp. Is he an all-star? Is he not an all? Like, is he just a good player on a bad team that puts up numbers, or can this guy do it? Like, I think he can do it, and I think he's going to be key to how far the Knicks go.
You mentioned kind of offset each other, whatever. It's kind of like hockey. Like when we talk about Stanley Cup playoffs, your first lines. If you're at this point in the Stanley Cup playoffs, your first lines they just equal each other out. Yeah, cancel each other out, right? Usually your first and second lines, to be honest with you, it's the third line, it's the fourth line. Those shorter shifts, faster skates, fresher ice or fresher skates, I should say. And goalies, you got to have a goalie that stands on your head. Carolina has one right now. You saw it last night. I lost. Remember what I said yesterday on the show? I wanted Carolina's goalie over 21.5 saves because Flyers had to pepper the net to win. If they have any shot, they have to. Carolina is actively choking them out, smothering them on defense. They've scored. They scored one last night.
Philly's not playing physical. Goal. Carolina's just pushing them around.
They are
like nothing. It's like I'm watching senior hockey versus freshman hockey.
Yeah, it is. It's just a bad matchup. I think Philadelphia would have been much more competitive with either Montreal or Buffalo because Philadelphia just can't open up the game and can't outskill them. They're trying to play like they did against Pittsburgh. Defense, hunker down, counterattack, and play off mistakes. Take advantage of mistakes. Problem is Carolina doesn't make any mistakes. And they play that style that Philadelphia plays. They play that same style. They just do it better than Philadelphia. So styles make fights. It's just a bad fight. But
I agree.
Hey, I do have to mention, we're 20 minutes in here. I would be remiss if I did not mention my 8-unit NBA total of the year.
We talked about this yesterday.
Tonight in the Minnesota-San Antonio game. I also have a 6-unit total in the Philadelphia-New York game. I love both the totals. Tonight. But yeah, I have posted 10 straight winning days in the NBA. Look, when you're on a winning streak, there's only one direction to go, right? Like I know it's going to end at some point.
We don't talk about those things.
I'm hoping that I can get one more good night out of this streak. I like both plays, and I think that's just going to be a fascinating game. That Spurs Timberwolves game.
I think Asbeth wants to.
Asbeth wants to rate his parlay. He's got Brewers, Rangers, and probably D-backs on the money line.
Brewers. Hold on, let me get the hockey.
I give it a D-. Okay, because it's a 3-team parlay. Don't.
Automatically, the highest you could get out of even me is a B.
I was going to say that D- around there because it's a 3-team. You know what? Now, since he mentioned Texas, I want to throw out a free play as well. Yes. I'm going to take the Texas Rangers team total over 3.5. This is not because I think the Cubs are going to lose. It's because who the Cubs are throwing out today. Ben Brown. Love him in the bullpen. Do not like him as a starter. The last couple times he started, his ERA is almost 6. I think the Rangers' last 5 games, all 5 of them have gone over the total. I think we're going to see a game go over, and I think both teams cross players. And now you're telling me I can get 3.5 at -120. I even like the Cubs team total because, again, I do like this game going over. But with Ben Brown on the mound and the Cubs bullpen all banged up, used a lot of pitchers in Cincinnati with all those comeback wins that they had. Now you had to fly to Texas after another big W. I think the Cubs give up some runs today. I'd like it to over 3.5.
Interesting. I'm on the Cubs. I'm on the
I'm not saying they're going to lose.
Cubs can do no wrong, man.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. The Cubs just can't do no wrong right now. Cubs run line, move on.
You know what the sad part is? You're paying 40 cents Cubs tax on this game right now. You're trying to tell me Ben Brown, who hasn't started in a year and a half. Is that price? Give me a break. What a big
listen,
Cubs
they've won 9 straight, and Kumar Rocker.
And it's Kumar Rocker. Yeah, I was just going to say.
No, but
Kumar
I'm just
Rocker's
saying,
not
Ben
good.
Brown is not Jake Arrieta. Ben Brown is not Shuta coming out of the ground.
Texas can't hit. Okay, they
The
don't
Cubs
hit.
can't
It's not like
miss.
they have some dominant home field advantage. They don't have a good starter. Chicago's won 9 straight. And to your point, Raphael, there's been 9 or more runs in 8 of the last 10 Cubs games. So they're giving up some runs, but they're scoring a lot of runs too. So I'm with Lenny. It's kind of like we talked about yesterday with Tampa Bay, right? And with the Yankees. Like at this point, you should just be betting the Cubs every day. You should just be betting Tampa Bay every day, and you should be betting the Yankees on the run line every day. There's just no reason not to. That's not going to last all season. Okay, this run that the Cubs are on is not going to last all season. They're going to have a losing month, maybe June or July. They have a losing
month. What are you talking about?
For that month, but for right now, the way that those 3 teams are playing, it's pretty much no reason not to bet them every day.
I can't get. I'll tell you what, the Rays have maybe been, for me personally, one of the most profitable teams so far this year for me. Just betting on the Rays in certain spots. And
I feel bad for them. If it wasn't for the Yankees just dominating and all that, the Tampa Bay Rays would be the talk of baseball. They would probably be the talk over the Cubs, but it's because of the Yankees.
No way. Nobody ever talks about Tampa Bay. That's why they're so profitable. That's why I love them.
Don't talk about.
They're plus 120 again today, which is
against early on the mount for Boston. Really?
Oh my God, I don't understand. I said this in a video. I think they get after them early and often. Pun intended. I mean, this kid.
I agree.
In Boston is not it right now. I don't. People might have thought they saw them sweep the Tigers. No, what you really saw was the Tigers actively just fall apart in 3-game series right there. They're having a rough. They're having some issues right now. Our Tigers staff.
Trevor Story. I hope he rented in Boston, not buy, because he's probably going if they continue to play. Trevor Story.
Oh, sure. I mean, I like Connolly early. I kind of like him. Like, I kind of like his stuff. I kind of like his approach. But there's no doubt that, he's a young pitcher and teams have caught up to him. Like in his first 4 starts, he gave up 1 run 3 times and 2 runs the other time. He was really, really good in his first 4 starts. He's given up 10 runs in his last 16 innings, 4 home runs in his last 3 games. Okay, like guys have tape on him and they're adjusting and he's not. So I just don't see any reason why Tampa Bay shouldn't be the favorite in that game. Like it's also the over. Love the over in that game. The wind is blowing out. Tampa Bay is going with an opener in that game. Schlattens, I believe is how you say his name. He's only made 1 other start. Like he's a reliever. He's only made 1 other start. He went 5 innings. He gave up 5 runs. I think he gets hit. I think Early gets hit. I think we have kind of a shootout here between these teams. Weather aided over today.
Yeah, 9-mile-an-hour winds out to right field. So I mean, I'm
and Azav asking, does 97% of the money being on the Cubs run line mean anything? I mean, it means that people are riding the streak, right? And this is one of those situations where because the favorite is the road team, they're going to get all 9 at bats, making it a little more likely that they cover that run line if they win. That's what this is about. If this were flipped, if this game was being played in Wrigley, even though the Cubs have been unbeatable in Wrigley, you wouldn't be getting the value, or excuse me, you'd be getting more value on the run line because they wouldn't expect them to get all 9 at bats.
Yeah, and the dollar amount on that run line, but last time I checked a couple books and all that, and no $5,000 bets on Cubs run line. It's just a bunch of 20s and 50s and 100s, so that's why that number is that high.
That's fair. I Cubs run line till the wheels fall off. Good morning, fellas. Any thoughts on WNBA tonight? Fade the expansion teams. I don't even know if they played.
Golden State won last year in their first home opener when they were introduced, and they had the biggest crowd.
Man, so if you think that I need some data, and this week I need I'll talk about WNBA after the NHL.
Kind of like New York. I kind of like New York tonight. I know.
No, Ionesco's out tonight, so
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's the biggest line for a reason. Just bad vibes all around on Connecticut. They're moving, right? Like they're out of there. Like I think it's just bad karma around that team around that Connecticut franchise. I think they're going to be a disaster this year. So I'm looking to fade them. And just frankly, just good vibes around New York basketball right now with what the Knicks are doing. So it's a big number for a reason. It's supposed to make you scared. Opening night, lay that points. But Raphael, you can attest to this. There's a lot of blowouts in the WNBA. I'm talking 20, 30, 35-point just maimings. I think we could see one here, frankly, even without.
That's why I was hoping to bet this under. It opened up at 161. I was hoping maybe the public would bet it over just because it's week. It's day one of the WNBA. I still think there's value at 159.5. I just think New York's defense would be too much for Connecticut.
Yeah, we've been talking baseball for 25 minutes. Where you been?
Right.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
At 1 o'clock Eastern,
every
not
day.
1:20.
Tampa Bay every day. Tampa Bay over.
Tampa Cubs.
Going over there. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else? I like the White Sox a little bit today. I like Toronto today. I like Toronto on the run line. Dylan Cease, man. Like his numbers, his baseline numbers. He's 2-1 with a 3.08 ERA, a 1.33 WHIP. Okay. So just on the surface, it's like, all right, he's pretty good. No, like if you've watched him pitch, if you've seen his peripheral numbers, like he is dominating. Like average fastball is around 97.5 miles an hour. Like the guy's throwing gas. He's got unbelievable stuff. He's been really unlucky on batting average and balls in play. I think the opponents are hitting like 360, 368 on balls in play against him. So he's been unlucky there. The Angels just aren't it. I like the under in that game because Toronto hasn't been great against left-handed pitching, and Reed Detmers is kind of due. But Dylan Cease, man, buy low on Dylan Cease because he is much better than what his numbers are showing right now.
I just see him in a White Sox uniform. It's all I see. And it's gonna happen sooner or later. I want him tested, test the gloves, something. This ain't the real Dylan Cease. So this is the best he's ever pitched in his life. In his career. Is the best start he's ever had.
2022, the guy had 32 starts.
I was just going to say.
2.2 ERA with 200
one-off. It was a one-off.
And 76 walks. Like
somebody should
he's had over 200 strikeouts in 5 straight years coming into this season, and he's on pace for like 240 this year. So
Sonia is 100%.
Take your hate and get out of here. The guy's
Lenny
awesome.
Griffin hates Cease, and he is 100%.
Awesome. We hate Dylan Cease.
Oh my God,
I can't stand him.
Love him. I love him.
Listen, I'm on the Nerfy. Okay, I believe in him. They'll give me that far.
That.
That's it. And I'm on the under in the whole game. But
I like the Phillies on the run line. I'll throw out another one. I mean, they got spanked yesterday.
Yeah.
13-1. I think it was 13-1, 14 or something around there. I think they bounced back. This team is so different now that Don Mattingly is in the dugout. I mean, it's night and day, especially the hitting. I like them. I think they bounced back. They were they have a 4-game winning streak or something like that.
Because Jesus Luzardo's on the mound.
Yeah, they had won 4 straight before getting smacked kind of out of nowhere yesterday. They had won 8 out of 10. It was since Mattingly. The guy I'm interested in this game, and by the way, remind me also, I also have a 7-unit MLB play today. I was going to have a top play yesterday. That game won, so I'm still kind of kicking myself a little bit there, but I liked this play better, so I waited for this one. Also have a 7-unit prop play that's in the same game as my 8-unit NBA game of the year. I saw something that I like there, but I want to see Chase Dollander for Colorado, okay? Because I don't know what this guy is yet. I know he throws hard. Same thing. Average fastball for this guy is over 99 miles an hour. Like if you haven't seen Chase Dollander, now it's a little flatter than I like, but if you haven't seen Chase Dollander throw for Colorado, like this dude's got some life in that arm. Like he could potentially be a Colorado ace if such a thing can exist. No, he did give up 6 runs.
I was just gonna say, is that a thing?
In his last start, okay, but that snapped a streak where he gave up 0-1-0-1-1-1 earned runs. So 6 straight games before that, giving up 1 earned run or fewer. And so if Philly can wear him down, run his pitch count because he doesn't go deep into games and get into that bullpen, Raphael, then I like what you're saying. But I want to see this guy. I want to see him outside of Coors Field and see if he's legit or not.
See, I beg to differ on this one because I remember watching the game that he pitched against the Giants, and the Giants offense were all over him. And let's face it, we all can agree the Giants don't have one of the best offenses.
Yeah, like I said, that's why I want to see it. That's why, like, I'm intrigued by this kid. Let's put it that way. And if he's good, is this a guy that we can find some value? Find some value on unders with him.
Can you say Colorado has an ace? Can you say that one say that one more time?
What's that?
Can you say that one more time about Colorado?
Can you say the Colorado may have an ace?
Yeah, I'm saying like we might be able to find, if this kid's arm is as good as his peripheral metrics look, then this might be a value guy. This might be a guy that we hit some unders on with Colorado.
I would agree with unders. I agree with unders.
They're gonna be underdogs every game. They're still gonna end up winning 60 games this year. Let's say they gotta win some of them. Maybe he can win 8 or 10 of them. And if we find a situation where, I mean, what is he as an underdog today? Like, I know Philadelphia is minus 210. Like, yeah, I mean, he's plus 185. If this guy turns out to be legit, then, like I said, you don't have to win many of those bets at plus 185 to show a profit.
That's fair. Somebody asked about the White Sox today. I don't know why you'd bet on them any day, but Seattle Mariners, Chicago White Sox. Who's on the mound for the White Sox? Oh, Burke's on the mound for the White Sox.
Burke's on the mound.
That makes sense. That's why you would bet on him. I like that guy. And Emerson Hancock.
I mean, when you lose 2 out of 3 to the Angels, I ain't bouncing back with you.
I can't do that. Yeah, that was a stay away game for me. I didn't find anything of value. I think
they won 5 straight and 6 out of 7. The White Sox did. I think that was fool's gold.
Yes.
They swept the Angels at home. Okay, then they took 2 out of 3 at San Diego, but they're not going to do that very often. The White Sox are still a really, really bad team.
They're going to catch up to the first baseman. I can't think of his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name. They're going to realize how to pitch to him.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Even Patrick Corbin is looking good at Toronto. Jays bring out the best in average pitchers.
That's a good point. That's a good point,
though. That is a good point, Abe. It must be that powerhouse offense in Toronto. I don't.
That's what I was going to say. They're just not hitting the ball. That's why
they're not.
They're missing
haven't really taken off
really bad.
They are missing him a lot.
Oh yeah, and he's doing so much for the Mets. That's
I'm
for
not
sure.
saying that.
I know. But like they're 26th in the majors in runs scored, 24th in home runs, 29th in stolen bases. Like they're starting to look more and more like AL East version of the Rangers, where you're getting good pitching, but they're not going to score more than 4 runs a game.
Speaking of the Mets, I like Nolan McLean today. I like his strikeout prop. I think it's 5.5. And I got that like even money or somewhere's around there. I like that kid.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
I really do. He's a strikeout kid. Like when you find a pitcher that like a ground ball pitcher, you hear a pitcher that hits a lot. You get a lot of ground balls from them. That's a nerfy guy. You mark that down as a nerfy guy. A lot of, you know what I mean? Not a lot of contact, not a lot of pop high balls. I don't want none of that. Or a swing and miss kind of guy.
You just don't bet him because he's lost his last 5. The Mets have lost his last 5 starts.
He is the new Jacob deGrom.
Yeah,
that's exactly who he is. Like Jacob deGrom was unbelievable. It was awesome. Cy Young caliber, but the Mets never scored any runs and never won any games. It's literally the exact same thing with Nolan McLean. So
Thor can agree with you too. Remember, he was the same with the Mets
for his minutes. Yep. I'll say something like somebody put Arizona in their 3-team teaser, which don't do 3-team teasers. But the Mets, weirdly, the Mets always play well in Arizona. I don't know what it is. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but if you go back over the last 10 or 15 years, like the Mets do freakishly well on the road against the Diamondbacks. Like it wouldn't shock me. Because they're awful. The Mets are pathetic. But it really wouldn't surprise me if they grab 2 out of 3.
They've shown a little bit of life as of late. But, against Colorado and the Angels.
Right. Exactly.
You have to lay minus 145 on a series price on the road with the Mets. I just couldn't.
The Mets are minus 145?
I can't do
I'm looking at it right now.
That's ridiculous. How are they favored over anyone right now? Like
Arizona's on a bad streak right now. I mean,
they are.
They've lost 4 out of their last 5. They got 2 out of 3 from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh took 2 out of 3 from them. I think the Cubs swept them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Cubs sweep everybody. Ryan
so,
Nelson is on the mound. I like the under in that game if you're looking for another free play. I definitely like the under in that game. McLean is awesome. Ryan Nelson is another one of those guys that's had bad luck with his batting average on balls in play. He's been a little bit better than his numbers suggest. He's sitting on a 6.61 ERA. Lenny, it's like we talk about. At the end of the season, this guy's going to have like a 4.6 ERA, right? Like he's that kind of. He's not going to have an ERA pushing 7. So that means that there's going to be some games where he goes 5 2/3 and allows 2 runs or 3 runs. You know, he's going to have some decent quality starts coming in against a Mets lineup that isn't hitting the ball at all. Definitely like the under tonight. This game has like 4-1, 5-2 written all over it.
Braves and the Dodgers, Chris Sale on the mound, and Shanahan, or I want to call him Shanahan, like
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran's on the mound, and Christopher Sale is on the mound for the Braves. I don't give a shit who's pitching. I bet the over.
Bet the over.
I bet the over.
Okay.
8.
All right.
Wow.
Did you get plus money on it at least?
I got minus 105.
It was even monies I saw this morning.
Shop your lines. I don't know. I mean, it's Dodger Stadium. It's a night game. It's, 8-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight out to center field. I'm not really, Ed Sheeran, whatever, good singer. I don't know if he's a great pitcher. ERA is inflated, really inflated right now. It'll come back down. Chris Sale's pitching a gem, but
he's awesome. I mean,
he already hit 6-1. By the way, I don't feel like he's got more starts than anybody in the MLB. I mean, I know there's no decisions and shit like that, but that guy's got 6-1. He's crushing it.
Yeah, because he is awesome. His last 3 years, 2024, 2.38 ERA. Yeah. 2025, 2.58 ERA. This year, 2.14 ERA. Like, he is the truth. But that being said, this is a stay away from me because I'm not betting against Chris Sale. Nobody makes money betting against Chris Sale. I do like Dodgers a little bit. I think there is a little bit of value. They haven't been playing very well, but they're still 12-6 at home because it's Sale. That's kind of holding the number down. No Acuna for Atlanta. They just lost 2 out of 3 at Seattle. I think the Dodgers win this series, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them win this game late against the Braves bullpen.
When you mentioned Seattle with Atlanta, that's why I took I usually play series. Me and Fring always had this discussion. I always take series prices in the weekend for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I took the Mariners only laying minus 105. That's a series price.
Yeah,
I don't understand why people believe in the White Sox. I just don't. I
actually bet the number more than anything. Like, you're telling me minus 105 when I could probably hedge a little bit on Saturday if we lose tonight, or probably hedge it on Sunday, and I only laid a nickel.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Golden State minus 6.5 and over 160. Here's some WNBA for you guys out there from the real Joe Beef.
I like New York. I think that game is a
Golden State wins, but that's a big number for opening night. What's a number that opened up at 4.5 on the road?
Yeah. Stopgap. You want an NBA under prop? I like De'Aaron Fox under 17.5 points tonight. I think De'Aaron Fox kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not on with that guy. I don't think he's going to play well tonight on the road. So 17.5 is a little juicy for him. I like also keep an eye on the Philadelphia props. Okay. If Embiid plays, like, I saw his overnight numbers, and Raphael, you can back me up if these have changed, were like 26.5 points for Embiid. I like the under on that. And that's also, it's kind of a correlated thing. If Embiid doesn't play, I like VJ Edgecombe over 13.5 points. Like, he gets a lot more shots, a lot more opportunities when Embiid is not, because Embiid's a ball stopper. As soon as the ball gets in his hands, the entire offense stops, where it's a little bit more freewheeling when he's out of there. VJ Edgecombe has had some big games in the playoffs. He's not scared, and 13.5 seems a little low. So De'Aaron Fox under Look at Edgecombe over if Embiid doesn't play. If Embiid does play, I like him under.
Yeah, 25.5 points right now for Embiid.
So it's come down.
Yeah, you missed a good number already, but I still think 25.5. And I would even take under on his points and rebounds, 34.5, some 33.5. Shop your lines. I don't think he grabs a lot of boards tonight.
Thoughts on NHL before we leave?
Raphael?
I got free play. Ducks team total over 3.5 because it's plus 130. What are you doing? Didn't they watch the Ducks play the last series at home where they scored and scored and scored at home? The Duck Pond's gonna be nuts tonight. I think we're gonna see it over tonight. So I'll take the 3.5 team total with a plus 130 number.
Quack quack, baby, quack quack.
I was against the grain. I was on the little Duckies in game 2. And won with that. I like them to win this series. I like them to win this.
I agree.
This game. I know that I like them to win this game. My free play would be on the under in the Montreal Buffalo game, especially if you can sneak that 6. Montreal just hasn't been playing a lot of high scoring games. Also, I will give a shout out. Strike Point Sports has their 8-unit NHL game of the year tonight in that Montreal Buffalo game. Don't want to tip my hand on that. But I like the total in that game. I see an under there.
That's fair. There's a lot of NHL. Good playoffs on tonight. I'd sprinkle both draws. I ain't gonna lie. I'd sprinkle them both. I
need more sports to watch because I ain't sleeping that good.
I need more stuff to watch. We're gonna get overtime hockey tonight.
I saw a stat. I don't know if it was in Strike Points right up. I saw it somewhere. Buffalo has only gone to overtime 8 times in their last 55 games. Something like that. Like, I'm not exactly right on those numbers, but they don't go to overtime very often. When Buffalo wins, they win by a lot. When they lose by a lot. So
that's what I've been saying. The Buffalo Bills window is shut. Welcome to Hockey Town, Buffalo Sabres.
First of all, it's Hockey Town, USA. Is Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, don't careful.
Look it up. It's on
Google. I said that on purpose, Ringo. I said that.
It's on Google. I have strong opinions in the NHL. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good luck unless you're against us. Free $60 account, DocSports.com/free60. Robert's got a bajillion stuff going tonight. High-profile stuff. What do you got going? Tell everybody again.
8-unit NBA game of the year, 10 straight winning days in the NBA, looking for just one more. 7-unit MLB play that I've been kind of sitting on all week, and a 7-unit NBA. It's a daily prop play, but it's from the same game that I have my 8-unit NBA game of the year. So looking for a big game.
There you go. What about you, Raphael? You got anything?
I got a 5-unit baseball, but tomorrow I'm looking for a big day. I got a 7-unit UFC tomorrow. Even though the main event is going to be a snooze fest, Chasmov beats the crap out of Sean Strickland. Or I shouldn't say beats the crap out of him. Hugs him to death on the ground for 5
Dry
rounds.
Dry humps him.
Yeah, so I think that what I would do is I do have a 7-unit play. And my boy, Grant Dawson's fighting tomorrow. One of my friends, Grant Dawson, is in the Octagon tomorrow as well. So.
Oh, there you go. All right. Good luck to him. Let's keep it rock. Yeah, we won't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Let it keep going. We don't talk about it. We just acknowledge
it. Nerfy Club and Fight Club have the same rules.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, don't talk about it. Docs Daily, Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern. Tomorrow is Saturday, correct? Yes.
Yep.
So noon, 12 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. New time on Saturday hours, so to speak. We'll be at noon Eastern on Saturday. Check us out there. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Good luck unless you're against us.